Instagram, what's happening? Give me 1 second. Let me get Facebook up and running. Facebook, you're up. All right. So today, thank you for joining me. We're going to be working on some mobility. Okay. For you guys over here on Facebook, I'm going to point the camera down a little bit so you can see what we're going to start with. And for you guys on Instagram, you have a vertical view. Hopefully, you can see what I'm doing with my feet and my ankles. Okay. So before we get started, I just wanted to ask some questions. Does anybody know the difference between flexibility and mobility? If you guys think you know the answer, go ahead and drop them in the line, or just think about that. Think about what mobility is and how it varies from flexibility, okay? And I will answer that question toward the end, maybe the middle, okay? Jim, what's up? Laura, good to see you. Get ready to move those joints. Not that kind of joint. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. All right, so what I like to do at the beginning, before I do any of these drills, is I always like to have a baseline, right? Because without a baseline, it's difficult to know, did we actually make any improvements, right? So if you can't measure anything, how can you tell, well, I'm getting better, or wow, that was harder before, now it's easier. So but because of that, I like to just start off with anything. You can use balance, you can use a squat, you can do a toe touch, you can do reach overhead, whatever you want to use as your baseline. I would recommend that you kind of stick with that throughout the remainder. I'll walk you guys through some options. Like, for example, we're going to do ankles to start, and then we're going to work our way up to the knees, to the hips, to the trunk, shoulders, and then if we got enough time, we'll try to wrap up and hit the neck as well, okay? Because I know a lot of sitting around and texting and working on computers, I have been working a lot behind the scenes, which is not exactly my favorite, but you got to do what you got to do, right? So for your ankles, I always like to go with balance. Like, just can you balance? How is your balance? So you just pick up one foot, obviously. Just try to stay still. You can see how difficult that is. If you're good with about 10, 15 seconds, great. You can either switch feet, right? And you're always going to be better on one than the other, right? If you start to notice like you're clenching or you're tensing or you're just flat out like losing your balance, well, then clearly that side is a little bit more effective and more difficult for you guys to control. So the reason why I want to do mobility is, yes, we're sitting more. Yes, we need to work on stretching. We have more time now than we've ever had, probably in our lifetime, to get stuff that we need to get done for us. And because it's important for us to maintain our health and movement as we get older, it also helps to improve your ability to resist injury, right? So what I'm showing you now, I need to have good range of motion in my ankle in order to do this lateral step, right? But it's also for some of our older followers in fall prevention, right? Fall prevention is huge. Danica, what's up? Trying to make sure you don't fall, right? As we get older, we start to lose how fast and how easy we can move and how quickly we can exert force, right? So mobility will also help with that, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get rolling. I'm going to back up a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm doing with my foot, okay? So with my foot, here we go. Hope you guys can see my foot, my shoe. All right, I am in socks, okay? Just plain old socks. What we're going to start doing is just take your right foot, step out to the side, and I want you to shift your weight on the lateral border of your foot, okay? So you're shifting over to the lateral border of your foot. Oh, basically like you're rolling your ankle, okay? We're just going to do this about 5 times. But actually shift your weight over, okay? So I don't want you to just sit here and flip your foot and not apply any pressure. So you are splitting your weight between your feet, but I will say most of my weight is shifting like a 60-40 from my back foot, 60, and then back off, okay? There's a couple rules. If anything hurts, stop, slow down. Decrease your range, decrease your speed for sure, and decrease your intensity. Okay, if anything hurts, don't do it, right? There's some things that are going to not feel good. There's some things that are going to feel great, but you're like, man, I wish I would have been doing that earlier, okay? So if anything hurts, back off, okay? All right. So after that, we're going to go to the inside. So my feet are wide. I'm going to be working on my right leg. So I'm lunging onto my left, and I'm rolling my foot to the inside. Okay? Let me take my sock off so you guys can see. Okay? Don't worry. All right. So it's the side. So now you can see what I'm doing with my foot. Right? So I'm shifting my weight over onto my left. With my right foot, I'm pressing that into the mat a little bit. All right? Try to keep this leg straight. Okay? You don't want to be bending your leg like that. Keep it nice and straight. All right, next we're going to go to the toes, okay? So you're going to be feeling a stretch right here in the top of your foot, okay? Right in the center of your foot. All right, if you need balance, go ahead and get in your chair if you need a chair, or grab a stick or a broom. All right, keeping your torso tall. We're going to be bending the lead leg, which is my left, and stretching at the front of that foot, okay? So we're pressing down. Try to keep this back leg straight, okay? Nice and easy. 5 times. Now hold it. Stay there. Now we're going to put the heel to the outside. So let your heel drop out to the outside and repeat. Okay, nice and easy. If it hurts, back off. Okay, if you need more range, you can go more range. Just try to keep your chest up tall. We don't want to be looking down and slouching when we do that, okay? And last one is going to be to the inside. Go slow with this one. Be careful. Don't piss your big toe off, okay? So the first one was straight, the second one was up to the side. This one's gonna be to the inside, okay? So tuck your toe under, protect that joint, nice and easy. Still bending that knee, trying to remain upright with your back, okay? So think about you kicking a ball or kicking something forward. Those are the mechanics. So my foot is out to the side a little bit, so we're doing this swing, okay? All right. Moving along. Now, go ahead and try that balance again, okay? It's going to feel a little bit different, right? You probably move your joint in different ways that you haven't in a while, right? Strain those tissues a little bit, but it's good. See it. I see it now. It's good to do that, okay? We want to address those tissues and stress them, right? Because this is small, controlled, isolated joint mobilizations under our control, the key thing is slow and under control. So this looks like a dangerous thing for an ankle, but if you think about it, usually injuries happen when they happen really fast, right? Say we're running or we're playing basketball and we jump up and we land on somebody else's foot. With our whole body weight, we're coming down super fast, whoop, and we roll, right? So the tissue damage happens because of speed, velocity, and load, right? If I go up and land like this, that's going to hurt a lot, right? But if I go up and land with my foot flat, obviously it will not hurt. So it is important to strengthen those tissues, not just right here, right? We don't want to just be strong right here. We want to be able to be strong all the way through, okay? All right. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Same thing. Check your balance, okay? See how that feels? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to face you guys this way. Go back to my Instagram people. Can't see me? All right. If you guys can't see what I'm doing, let me know. Can't see? Let me know. Jordan, what's up? Grace, get those feet moving. Okay? So nice and easy. Staying upright. I'll show you from the side. Mobilizing that foot so that you can get better range in that ankle. Okay? You have better range. You have better ability to control your movement, control your mobility, which is, I blew a secret there. That's actually what we're working on. All right, so hold the foot or the heel out to the outside window, away from you. Same thing, maintain tall. You're trying to go forward. We're not lunging, so don't go up and down. We're going back and forth, okay? This can easily be done in a door frame, okay? Think about going in the door frame. Got it? So you're holding on for balance. Okay, you guys got that? And then from the side. Forward, right? We're going forward in the door frame. Got it? You guys can't tell my sock, but my toe is tucked under. I suggest you go tuck under so you're not jamming that big toe into the floor, okay? that hurts, you can always use a towel so you're not jamming that toe. Okay, what it looks like, my big toe, it's down like this, not like this into the ground. That's gonna hurt. Let it tuck in, and nice and easy. Okay. Big toe, not like this into the ground. Tuck it under, so you're applying pressure like this through this part of your foot. Okay. Nice and easy. Just 5 more there. Put up the inside of that foot. Okay, good. All right, now we're going to move on to the knee, okay? Traditionally, you don't want to twist your knee, right? It's not going to feel good. However, even though it is a hinge joint, just like your elbow, it still needs to have some rotation, right? Not quite like the hip or the shoulder, right? Knees and elbows are much like a hinge joint. But sometimes going upstairs can give us a problem if we don't have good rotation, because those joints still need to rotate just a little, okay? So, same thing. Oh, excuse me. I would suggest that you try a squat for this or a lunge and notice how this feels. So let's just hit 2 squats, 2 lunges on each side. See how that feels in your knees, okay? And then try to get a nice low squat. See how that feels in your hips or your knees, so you have that as your baseline, okay? All right, so with your knee, these are called knee kicks. So I call them knee kicks, and that's what they look like, okay? So nice and easy. Try not to kick fast with these, okay? And try not to lean back. As you saw, as I was leaning back trying to get a better angle of this camera, I lost my balance. I'm going to try to back up a little so you guys can see my head, okay? But nice and easy, you're flicking back and forth, okay? Try not to muscle or power through that, right? Just nice and relaxed, kind of let that hang. All right, after 5, then we're going to go side to side like a pendulum, okay? Let me show you guys on this camera first what this pendulum is like. Okay, so you see that's coming from partly my hip, but my knee's also doing this, okay? Got it? So, like a pendulum, just let that foot dangle and hang, okay? Now, we've gone forward, we've gone side to side. Now we're going to complete that circle, okay? So, circle. So at the beginning, they might look like diamonds, okay? That's okay. Your joints aren't used to this movement and that mobility. We're going to make it nice and small. So first, back and forth, side to side, okay? And then if you continue that, you get somewhat of a circle, okay? And then switch directions. So do 5 clockwise, and then 5 counterclockwise, okay? So that's the hip circle. Go ahead and try that lunge again, leading with that right leg. Okay, see how that feels? It should be a little bit smoother going down and up. Chrissy, what's up? All right, knee circles, knee flicks with the left, okay? So nice and easy, just flicking that foot. Really hard to get low here. Button my head off, I feel bad for Facebook people, can't see my big old head. All right, nice and easy, side to side. Okay, if you need something to balance onto, it's fine. Just grab a stick, grab a chair, doesn't matter to me. You got a mobility stick, great, that's what they're for, right? This right here is not a balance issue. It's not a balance activity, okay? But I kind of like to work on my balance. I don't spend enough time working on my balance myself, and then we're going to go 5 circles counterclockwise. Just go slow. I'm doing these fast, but I want you guys to explore, see what that feels like, okay? You should not be trying to muscle through and power and grit through this, okay? Nice and relaxed. Go slow. 5 the other way. Okay? Now, those are knee circles, knee flicks, knee circles on both knees. Go ahead and try your squat now. See how that feels. It should feel a little bit easier, okay? For those of you that elected to do balance, you can go back to balance. For those of you that try to bend down, touch your toes, you can try and bend down, touch your toes, whatever you want. All right. Hip circles. Okay. As I was saying before, the hips are a ball and socket, right? Unlike the knee, which is just a hinge, and the elbow. So the shoulder and the hip are very similar joints. They're ball and socket. They're supposed to rotate. Unfortunately, when we run or we squat, we do a lot of things actively in the gym or out when we're running, we only use those similar to our elbows and our knees. Everything's just up and down, up and down, up and down. But after a while, that can lead to problems, right? You start to break down prematurely in your joint, and you wear them down excessively just in certain spots. So these are some of my favorite drills that help get those hips to open up again. All right. So I would suggest you maybe use a chair or a broomstick or whatever you want, or a counter, just because these, you're going to spend a lot of time on one leg. I'm going to work on my right first, which means my left is going to be getting a little bit fatigued and getting a little bit tired, okay? So, stick out to the side. I'm going to face this camera first, and then I'll turn around, so you don't worry. All right, so nice and easy. We're just going to rotate that femur, just like I'm showing you here with my arm, back and forth. So be careful that you're not kicking back and forth. So the only thing that's moving is my femur, okay? So toes out, toes in, okay? From the side, it might be easier to see there. Toes out and in. All right? After that, we're going to keep those toes in, because typically for people it's harder to go in than it is out, right? A lot of people end up walking with the feet really turned, actually rotated out. That's not good for the glutes of the back. All right, point those toes in. We're going to make small circles. Imagine there's a marker on your heel, okay? You're making small circles, keeping those toes in. Don't let them creep out this way. So we're going to hit 10 in each direction. Okay, 10 in each direction. And now I want you to do that behind you. So that was kind of neutral and in front. Okay, I'm going to show you this way. I'm back to you, sorry guys. But you'll be able to understand why this is important. Okay, so just stick with balance if you need. Rotate those toes in toward midline into your belly button in small circles. It's going to be much harder for you to control this because your foot's behind you, right? You don't have your eyes to tell you where your foot is, okay? Really hard if you gotta look on a camera, because it's backwards. All right, but this will help get that joint to move, like I said, in that socket a little bit smoother and a little bit better, okay? All right, last one here is gonna be out to the side. So, keep your leg out to the side, toes in, small circles. So making small 10 clockwise circles, slow, and then 10 the other way. Okay? All right. And we're going to go to the other side, okay? So if you notice, we've progressively gone from joint by joint by joint. So we're going to go ankle, knee, hip, and what's above the hip? Pelvis. Okay, so that's next. We're going to hit the pelvis and then the low back and the thoracic spine. All right. Standing on your left, standing on your right. Back up here. All right. Just rotating that femur back and forth inside. Okay, nice and easy. You might notice it's a little bit harder on one side than the other. That's normal. That happens. We want to try to be as symmetrical with our movement and our control as possible. All right. After 10, both directions, leave that foot turned in. The toes are turned inward toward your right leg. Small circles, try to stay nice and tall. Okay, and then switch. Now we're going counterclockwise. Okay. Good. All right. So now we're going to do a figure 8 pattern. Okay. Figure 8, I'm going to be drawing that figure 8 from my knee. Okay, not my foot and not my hip, not my femur. Okay. So from my knee, I'm going to try to keep my pelvis still. Okay. So right now we're at 12 o'clock, and we're going to drop that knee. That's your marker, okay? See if I can show you that a little clearer, because I'm wearing black. Okay, so if I've got a pen sticking out, or a marker sticking out of my knee, see if you can see that sideways infinity sign, okay? It's not a vertical 8. Right now we're practicing on a horizontal infinity sign, okay? All right, histogram, it's happening. Hip, figure 8, horizontal orientation, okay? So not a figure 8 from a regular 8, which would be this. Okay, that's a vertical 8. We're working on an infinity sign. And then 8 on its side. Okay? Yes, I know it's burning. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't quit on me. The reason it's burning is, again, you're not used to firing all these muscles, your hip flexors. We're used to just going in one plane, right? One direction all the time. That's why it burns after a while of doing those figure 8s. But those figure 8s are great for your tissues. They're great for your joints. They help you to hinge. They help you to move. They help you to kind of rotate and run and change direction, okay? For all my athletes, you guys better get on here and start doing these. Even if you got to watch us non-live, you better get these mobility drills for your safe joints, okay? All right, so for your left, let me show you guys. Face you guys first. All right, with your left. That pen sticking out to the side. Be cautious, go slow, and make sure you're not moving excessively through your back, okay? I'm going to show you facing away from you guys so you guys can notice I'm not getting that motion from my back, okay? We don't want any of that motion. Just from the femur. Keep that pelvis locked, okay? Get the hang of it, and then go ahead and change directions. We're going to hit 5 in each direction. Go slow. Explore that range of motion. Get that foot up if you can. All right, that's going to prep us for our next movement. I would recommend you get either a wall or hold the stick for this one. These are rotations from your hip in a standing up version. Standing up position, excuse me. All right, on to the right. So I would put your base of support against a counter, a chair, or something that's not going to let you fall down, okay? So we start on this side. We're going to go up. Then we're going to swing this open, okay? From there, we're going to rotate your foot to the sky. Okay, try to remain upright. This stationary leg, that's going to remain straight. Don't let that twist and open. Then you're going to reach back with your foot and slowly come back around. You're going to drive that knee up toward your chest, back down, reach, 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 and around. Think about stepping over a rope, okay? There's a rope under here, nice and slow, okay? So, I want you, if you're using a wall or a chair, I'm going to ask you to start applying some pressure into that, okay? So we're going to get some support, not only for balance, but we're going to get this whole opposite side to help lock our trunk in, okay? Let me show you guys from this angle. So, if you have your hand on the wall, push into the wall. If you have it on a chair or counter, just push down, okay? I'm using a stick here. So, knee's going to go up, open, go slow, keep your core engaged. We're pushing down about 30% with the stick. Rotate your foot up, reach back. Okay, don't let go of this pressure. Okay, maintain that integrity. Go slow, reach. If this is difficult for you guys, good. It should be. Your tissues aren't used to moving your hips and your joints this way. If it hurts, though, as we said earlier, go slower, decrease your range, and decrease your speed. Okay. Maintain that pressure into the wall or your chair with that left hand pushing down. It's going to help stabilize this lateral line and get your lats engaged. So your lats on your left work with your glutes that we're actually using on your right when we go to run. Okay? When we're running, it's opposite shoulder, opposite hip. All right? So that should burn a little bit in your glutes. Okay, when you did about 3 there, I'd like to hit 4 on this other side. Okay? All right, here we go. Up, maintain that pressure. Once you get your knee out to the side, rotate your foot, but don't let yourself side bend, okay? Stay vertical, stay tall, keep that spine nice and tall. Bring that knee back up to hip height, reach back, and around. Okay? Good. That's 1. There and back is 1. We're going to hit 4 here. Up, out, foot up, and then think about kicking a door or something behind you. This is the motion. Okay, all these glutes are firing here. Again, in positions you're probably not used to. So go slow. If you cramp up, just decrease your range and or your speed. Okay? But that should tell you something. If your muscles are cramped and you're just moving your joint, probably not strengthening in those fibers in all the directions that we need, okay? All right, these last two, we're gonna apply a little bit more pressure with whatever hand you're counterbalancing with, okay? So let's ramp that up to 50% on that pressure. Good, that'll keep you upright. Don't let go of that pressure. If you're using the wall, just push into the wall, okay? I don't know about you guys, but it's getting warm in here. You should be perspiring by now for sure, okay? Last one here. Breathe. Try to breathe in and out through your nose. Okay? Good. All right, it is getting warm in here. Shut this off. Okay, next, we're going to move to some kneeling pelvic rotations and some kneeling pelvic tilts, okay? So I got my left knee up and my right knee down. All right, so from here, we're trying to round our pelvis in a north to south position. So if you put your back hand on the back of your hand, I'll turn around so you guys can see. If you put that on your low back, okay, you'll notice the intent is to tuck your tailbone toward that front left knee, okay? That's your posterior tilt, okay? The anterior tilt is going to be opposite. You're going to tilt that tailbone to your right heel, okay? So that would be back, and this would be front, okay? So in order to maintain good spinal decompression, just stay tall, okay? You want to get out of the slump position, nice and tall as you can. Try to take that head to the sky. That's going to help decompress your entire spine while you get small, short pelvic tilts right here. Okay? Good. Go ahead and switch. I'll turn around. You guys maybe can see me better this way. Okay? So, stay tall. We're back. Had a poor connection. Sorry, Instagram, but we're back. All we did is turned around, and we're taking that pelvis and making small rotations. Okay? Nice and easy rotations, both directions. So back and then forward, okay? So what it looks like from the side view, okay? You're going back and then forward, back and forward. It's going to help decrease some of the compression and some of the pressure you guys may have in your low back, right? We know it's been probably a lot of sitting going on these days, and when you sit down too much, those vertebrae get compressed, and your low back don't like that, right? It's not healthy. It's not safe. Okay. Next, we're going to move on to our trunk, okay? See our time up. Getting close to it, getting close. All right. I'll do your trunk. I'm going to stay kneeling just so that they can actually see what I'm doing. All right, Instagram, you guys are fine. You can see me. All right. What we're going to do, we're going to stay in that tall kneeling position. So both knees are down, hands are on your side. We're going to use your head and your pelvis like an hourglass, okay? So, meaning if my head dips to the right, my hips have to go to the opposite end. So think about your belly button being that middle of the hourglass, okay? So if my head goes to the right, I'm going to push my hip to the left, okay? So we're doing this, and we're just going to go left to right. Nice and easy, okay? It's not important about can you get your head on the floor and not fall. This isn't a time to explore, can I beat the guy on TV? Okay? Nice and easy, side to side. All right. Now we're going to switch that and go front to back. So now I'm going to basically bow. My head's going to bow, and my butt's going to go back. This is called a hinge, okay? You're hinging. This is going to be sometimes easier for most people because if you're really tight in your hamstrings, that's not a problem right now, right? Because we're on our knees, okay? As opposed to this. If I had you stand up and do the same thing, you might run into a hamstring length flexibility issue back here, right? But because we're working on mobility, not flexibility, there's another tip, right? Or gave it away. For those of you that heard my question earlier, do you know the difference between flexibility and mobility? I'm not going to say anything else. Hopefully, at the end of this, you guys will understand and know the difference. If not, I'll tell you later. All right, so we went side to side, 5 times each side, and front to back, right? I don't know about you guys, but this feels great on my back. Okay, I'm not a sitter, and I've been forced to sit. That's why I keep doing this. All right, now we're going to complete that in a figure 8 pattern, okay, an uncircular pattern. So we're going to go head right, hips left, head forward, hips back, head left, hips right, and then head back, hips forward, okay? So let's go slow as you do that, okay? Just go slow. If you feel strain in your low back here, simple. Just make that range a little bit slower, okay? I'm going to show you guys here from the front. Instagram, you guys are going to catch it from the side, and I'll switch it up, okay? So switch directions this time. Go slow. Okay, once you get back here, right, if you're like, oh, no, I can't do that, my back. Just go slower, go shorter. We're not here to cause anybody harm or pain, okay? Just go slow. All right, let me switch directions. Go slow, keep your core tight, okay? So what you should be doing around this bend, as your hips start to go forward and your head goes back, take your nose and try to look up, okay? That was my knee, okay? That should tell you something, right? I'm not used to rotating quite on my knees as much. I'm used to doing that upright, okay? So from the side this way, from the front, excuse me. And it's not going to be the same all the time. It might be harder. Like right here is a little sticky point for me, okay? It's a little harder for me to rotate around my right than it is for me to rotate around my left. Here's much easier, okay? Well, that happens, right? We're not all perfect. We're not all symmetrical. All right, well, let's go back to the beginning. We're going to check your balance again, see how that feels, see if it's easier for you to do that, okay? So from the beginning, we started with balance, right? We just stood here. Now, hopefully, this is a little bit easier, okay? For some, right? Balance may be hard in general for others, okay? Your joints, you should feel difference in your joints. All right? Those of you that tried the toe touch, go ahead and bend down. See if it's easier for you to bend down. See if your low back is a little bit less stiff. See if your pelvis moves a little bit better. For those of you that like to do the lunge, try that out. See if this feels a little bit smoother, or the squat, whatever you guys ended up choosing. See if that feels a little bit smoother through your hips, through your knees, okay? We're gonna run over a few minutes here, but I still wanted to go after the shoulders, okay? Shoulders are huge. I don't wanna stop at the trunk, right, and forget about your shoulders, right? So from here, I'm gonna show you just so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna face you straight and use my left shoulder. So we're going to hit circles in 3 positions. Imagine there's a pen sticking out of here. Okay, so you got a marker or a pen. You're going to trace small circles at the bottom. Okay, change direction. In the middle, so my hands straight out, shoulder height. Okay, nice and controlled circles. And then change directions. Good. And then overhead. So imagine you're drawing that. So your bicep's going to be about eye height. Okay. Not quite ear height, right? This is overhead press position. This is by my ear. We're a little bit closer to my eye. What you don't want to do is start bending that elbow. Okay. So keep that elbow straight. We're only moving from your shoulder joint. Okay. Try to keep your trunk still. Okay. Instagram. We're over here. Got it? Make sure you're not bending that elbow. Keep that elbow straight, clockwise, okay? Then counterclockwise, okay? Now, we're going to complete a figure 8 from this position, okay? So, this is the bottom, that's the middle, that's the top. We're going to draw figure 8s, vertical figure 8s, not infinity signs, all the way up, okay? Hit 5 there. And we'll change direction. Okay? That's okay if that shoulder starts to burn. Remember, you're probably used to just doing bicep curls or pressing horizontally or directly vertically. But when you're forced to move that shoulder in these positions, those fibers, they get tired, right? They fatigue. All right, from the other side. All right, so I'm going to face you guys sideways, so you'll see that I'm pointing down. Small circles from the shoulder, okay? If you need help, I just put my finger on my elbow so I know if I'm bending my elbow, right? You want to keep that straight, keep that locked. Or you can keep your fingertips on your shoulder to make sure you're just going in circles, okay? Rotate the other way. Then we're going to go shoulder height, okay? So hand in front of, and height of the shoulder. Circles. And counterclockwise. Good. And then eye height, okay? Bicep by my eyes. Okay? Be careful you're not leaning back, okay? You don't want to be leaning back for this. And then change directions. Good. Now we'll go ahead and complete the figure eight, okay? So start at the bottom, figure eight pattern. Only moving from that shoulder, okay? And then we'll change directions, okay? Changing directions. Boy, changing directions on camera is really hard. So you guys are seeing this right, but I'm seeing it backwards. Especially I got a mirror behind me. Oh my goodness. That's challenging. Okay, so we didn't do an assessment for your overhead reach, but you can simply reach up, okay? Go nice and easy. Sometimes you'll feel a little bit of a pinch or tightening in your neck, okay? That would have been a great time to do a baseline, right? Either over in front or behind. This is one of my favorite, where you take one hand behind the neck, okay? Then you take the other one behind your back and see how far that distance is, okay? So keeping your thumbs closed, like this way you could reach with your tips, but when you're like this, it forces you to just reach with your fists, okay? And then obviously you would switch. You can see the difference. I have a little bit of a difference there, okay? Got it? So, last thing, we mobilize these joints. Now I just want to do a little bit of activation, okay, and stabilizing, because it's good to have mobility, but you also have to be able to contract and control those fibers in these new planes that we just described, right, that we just explored. Okay, so I'm going to get in a push-up position. I'm going to be laying face down. I'm in a down position. Relax, we're not doing push-ups. What we're going to try to do is lift our hands up off the ground while our chest stays on the ground. And we're just going to hover that up a little bit, okay? It doesn't have to come up a foot off the ground. It's really just going to be about a half an inch. See what you can do, but we're going to hold it there, okay? I may have to lower you guys down so you can see me. Let's see. You guys see me there? There you go. All right. So now you're on my level. All right. Instagram, you should be fine to see me. Way up there. Okay. So we're in a push-up position, right? So hands just outside your shoulder height. So instead of pushing up our chest up, we're going to stay down. Keep your nose close to the ground. And all we're going to do is try to lift our hands up off the ground. So you notice I'm hovering right here, right? I'm not making contact. So let's go ahead and hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. We're going to hit 5 there. Progressively, we're going to go up higher and higher and higher and higher. But what I want you to do is pull those elbows down toward your waist, okay? So you're going to be pulling it down toward your waist, and you're not going to be shrugging up into your neck, okay? We're not holding cell phones here, okay? So pull those shoulders out of your neck. Lift your hands up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then rest. All right, this time we're going to try to go up even higher, okay? Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Pull the elbows down. We're going to hold for 10. All right, here we go. When you squeeze those shoulder blades together, pull those elbows down, and try to get those hands off that ground as much as you can control. If you start to cramp up, it's good. Just go slower, go shorter, okay? Don't force it, just go slow. Those muscles are probably just not used to firing in that range, okay? Good. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys today. I do want you to try and reach up overhead now and see how that feels, okay? See if it's smoother to go up overhead, or you can go out to the side, okay? See if you get better rotation of that ball and socket joint in here, right? And see if your shoulder blade now moves a little bit smoother as you reach instead of just shrug, okay? Sometimes we reach and we kind of get to a gummy, sticky spot, and we just start to kind of shrug, which is not good for the neck. It's often what causes neck strains when we're lifting stuff heavy, and we try to use our neck to assist, okay? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that mobility session and movement. Hopefully you got some blood flow, right? You got off the couch, you got off your computer, stepped away, and were able to join me. If you weren't able to join me, I will replay this for you, not to worry, okay? You guys can have this. I will send that to you guys for free. Instagram, you guys are awesome. I will catch you guys later. Jen will be on here at 7:30 to do some relaxing breathing techniques, okay? So tune in at 7:30 if you need to calm your nervous system down, right? I've kind of revved it up a little bit with some of this mobility, which is good for you, but you also needed to start to calm back down, okay? I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. Be safe.